Hey everyone, my name is Vikky and today I'll be watching Attack on Titan Season 1, Episode 17. So the previous episode finished with this scene where the Sorbet Corps finally went on their mission to try to reach the basement of Eren's first home. As I also said in my discussion in the previous episode, there's not a lot to predict here. Like, I'm guessing we will now finally go to in this storyline and see their adventure in this basically dangerous territory, which is now occupied by Titans. Maybe we'll see maybe this will be an episode which will show some other characters, like which didn't go beyond the wall. Maybe we'll see Annie, how she reaches the police brigade. Although, as I said, she probably won't be featured a lot anymore. And speaking of her, there's still a chance that now she has a change of heart and actually joins the whole expedition. But yeah, it's basically anything can happen. There's nothing a lot to talk about here. I'll just start watching. Also, I raised the level of the screen here, which I'm watching. So if this is better, so I don't have to look way down, please let me know. The female Titan. Interesting. It's interesting title. It sounds a bit wrong. What? He has a thing for bidding, I guess. Interesting. He's alone? Oh man. Oh, come on, man. Okay, interesting. Oh, come on, man. Oh no. Oh, what the hell is that? What the hell is this, Titan? You're kidding me. This is probably an abnormal one, right? Okay. What does that mean? Ah, okay. I have a bad feeling. Okay. Oh, another one. This is crazy. Oh, they're probably gonna die, right? What the hell? Oh shit. That's a person, right? She's skinless. And that's the title. Oh god. Oh no, Armin. Yeah. Yes. I mean... What the hell? Why would someone do that? Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Man, if he dies... I hate when they're dragging these moments out. What? She brought them. What? Let's try to... What? So she left him. What the hell? So she knows him? Yeah, someone said before that she brought her. So she was always around. Oh, so they actually don't know where they are. Oh, don't do something stupid, man.
自分のことしか考えてない男のはずだ。失礼だ。俺には今何をすべきかが分かるんだよ。そしてこれが俺たちの選んだ仕事だ。力を貸せ。
Oh, the music. Oh, I hope no one dies.
顔があいつに見えないように。あいつは僕らが誰かわからないうちは下手に殺せないはずだから。
なるほど。
Okay, smart.
エレンかもしれんやつは殺せないと踏んでか。アルミン、お前はエレンとベタベタつるんでばっかで気持ち悪いって思ってたけど、やるやつだと思ってたぜ。
Nice.
でも気持ち悪いとかひどいな。
But she's so fast. Can they even catch up to her?
あっちから来た時よりだいぶ遅
Oh,
く
okay.
疲れたのか。あの速度で再び走られたら手遅れだ。今やるべきだ。今手を打たないと。
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
こいつ運動精度が普通のやつの比じゃねえ。認識が甘かった。
Whew.
くそ、もう逃げられねえ。死んじまう。ワイヤー掴まれて終わりだ。
じゃあ死に急ぎ野郎の敵を取ってくれ。
What?
あいつに殺された。右翼側で本当に死に急いでしまった。死に急ぎ野郎の敵だ。
頭打って混乱しちまったのか。まずいぞこんな時に。ライナ。うなじを直接狙うのか。いや、いける。奴がアルミンに気を取られている今だ。
Oh no. She's smart. Oh no. Oh. Oh.
おい。
What? How the hell?
あいつもずば抜けで優秀で頼りになるやつだったな。もう時間稼ぎは十分だろう。急いでこいつから離れるぞ。見よ、デカ女の野郎め、ビビっちまってお帰りになるご様子だ。
そんな、なぜあっちは中央後方。もしかしてエレンがいる方へ。
So many questions are just flying through my head. First I was really confused when John was in the air and Armin said, "Avenge that reckless idiot." And then when she stopped, I figured out that, yeah, that it's probably because she's intelligent and understands this. Here's now the crazy part. He didn't say Aaron, he said reckless idiot. She has to know how she looks, and she understood that reference with which Armin made. It definitely has to be a person we know. This might sound crazy, but that's my biggest guess. That this is Annie. And also, look at her hair color. I think it's pretty similar, and also Aaron's Titan had the same color as Aaron. And the first thing why I thought about her is because she's a woman which was featured and now is not here anymore, Because she went to the police brigade. Yeah, I think... I mean, unless it can also be a male. Like, look through all the females which were featured, which may know Eren. Mikasa, that immediately... I'm almost certain that's not going to happen. Sasha, which we have seen that she's there, so she cannot be. And that leaves us with Annie. And her hair color, the fact that she went away, that she's not with them, the fact that she knows Eren, she understood when he said reckless idiot, and she spared Armin. And that's not because he was not Eren, she was killing before, she wanted to kill Reiner. And not only that, I think Armin said that she probably brought the Titans when the Walrus fell. So she actually helped the first siege of the wall. So her goal is to kill humanity, right? So why did she spare Armin? Because she knows him. Because she probably... Like... Oh, and also thinking like... He said to her, Annie, you're pretty nice. And when she praised him, and you know, that was maybe the foreshadowing, and maybe she feels a bit sorry for him. I mean, not sorry, but as I said, they probably don't want to like eradicate the whole humanity, because if they would want to kill the whole humanity at once, they would do it like probably instantly, you know. And they are just appearing and disappearing. She never actually was seen before. So they're doing this slowly, so maybe they decided that maybe they want some humans to survive, and maybe she was thinking, I have some positive feelings for Armin, he was a great human, I'll live. He is a great human, I'll let him live. But man, I mean, it's crazy, and like, how did Reiner survive? So probably it was her blood, because I'm pretty sure there was a blood spitting out of her hand when she tried to smash it. I mean, they definitely got me. Like, I didn't expect him to somehow come out of that. I thought she smashed him. So the one thing that goes against my theory that is Annie is the fact that she had to basically be there when the first village fell, Eren's village. But he was like, what, 10? So could she be there when she was 10? I mean, I don't know. Probably. I mean, the other thing that could be is that she is just another form of the Colossal Titan. Like, the person who is the Colossal Titan can shift into the Armored Titan, into her. But anyways, I wanted to say that this might be a symbol. I think that there is something connected, like the Colossal Titan is the largest one. He destroys the gate, opens the way. Armored Titan destroys the wall, basically conquers the whole area. And she is the smallest one and basically brings the population with her to live in that area. I don't know if there's any symbolism behind this, if there's anything specific that the creators want to show, that the creators used or inspired maybe by. You know, you could say these three titans resemble in some way the three walls. So the first one is the not largest by height, but by the radius. It's the largest wall, Maria. And it's the first one, that's the Colossal Titan. Then you have the second one, Walrus. It's the radius is smaller, and it's the second one. And then you have the last one, it's the Walshina. That's her, she's the smallest one. And I'm pretty sure she's the smallest one. And it's the last one. Like, maybe there's something with this number 3, or maybe there's a symbol behind all of this, which we will learn, or maybe we'll never learn. But if you dive deep into this and you learn, maybe there's I don't know, maybe from German mythology inspiration that made them to do this. Maybe this is just coincidence. at the end it was quite lucky, I guess. You know, no one actually died. I mean, yeah, a lot of people died. The whole mission is now already, I wouldn't say over, but definitely this is a red signal for the whole Sorby Corps. But at least our main characters, those who are now the most in danger, survived. I'm glad that they're not dead, of course, but still, knowing the show, how it likes sometimes to quickly kill, I really thought like Reiner was done at that point. I guess I'll go into the episode breakdown. So yeah, we left where we ended. They exited the village and used their formation for the whole formation to move. When they see a Titan, they can move by using the signals. Commander Irvin decides where they're going to go according to the Titan's positions. As I said, it's an interesting concept, but it's a bit dangerous. Like, a lot of times you see someone being completely alone. Like Armin, like, come on, he's the one person who probably is one of the least, at least, capable fighters, and you leave him alone. Because I'm pretty sure someone somewhere like in groups of two, so that's interesting that he was alone. But at first everything went fine, and they stated that the one downside of this formation is, the one downside, the biggest problem is that if there's any like buildings and they can't actually see the Titans. That's what happened with Sasha. And that Titan, I mean, like, I'm pretty used to seeing Titans. I mean, I'm hating them. Their whole appearance is really disturbing. But at this point, I still think they're finding ways on how to make this whole thing even worse and more creepy. So what the hell was he? Like, I'm pretty sure they didn't send out a black signal, so he wasn't an abnormal. I'm really interested into if this is something all of the Titans can do, or if this is an abnormal, or if this is a new brand of Titans, but we would probably know that already. But like, he was extremely fast, extremely dangerous while moving in that style. But luckily, like, I think everyone there survived. Who was with Sasha, and when he hit the tree, that was over. Interesting. I think that was the point where the first black signal was activated. The abnormal Titan appeared, and they couldn't risk it. That's why they decided to kill it. And those two who were close to Armin didn't want Armin to have to deal with that Titan. They went and killed it. One of the guy was the guy who has that horse. I think it's Shallot, the horse, who wants to eat his hair. And they killed the Titan. And then they thought that another one abnormal is approaching. And it was actually that Titan, that female Titan. And then she completely killed those two, went for Armin, spared him. And the way he looked at her, and she was looking, that was the first point I thought she knows him. And she has to know him, right? It was then confirmed, and as I said, my biggest bet on this is that it's Annie. Then Reiner came to help Armin, and they were soon joined by Jean, and they decided that they will have to slow her down because Armin was thinking that she must be searching for someone, and the biggest bet is, of course, that it's probably Eren who she's trying to find. And speaking of that, she's probably searching him because of power reasons. He's the biggest threat to these Titans. We've seen that she's extremely intelligent, and she's covering her neck, so they probably have a really hard time killing her. So the biggest chance is, of course, that Eren does it. So they were trying to slow her down. They decided to do that. And it was a great scene. I liked Reiner's involvement in this episode. He was not featured a lot before. He got a decent amount of screen time and characterization, I also would say. And they all acknowledged each one. Like, Jean praised Armin when Armin said that they should use the hoods to cover their faces, so they would distract her because she wouldn't know if that's Eren or not. And Jean praised Armin. Reiner praised Jean when he said, that's not the Jean I know, because the Jean I know only thinks about himself. When Jean said that they have to slow her down. And Jean praised Reiner when he escaped from the female titan, that because of that he totally forgot how strong Reiner actually is. That's a great thing, that they all shined a bit here. So Reiner with his skills, Armin with his cleverness, and Jean, I would say with his leadership. He, as I said, I think he can be a great leader. He can be a great member of the whole Service Corps. It was his decision. It was his decision that they should slow it down, that he'll do it. And as I said, they all shined and did great with what they had to do. The whole final scene started. Jean tried to go for the kill. He was evading her. She was extremely fast. He tried to go for the kill. She covered her neck. At that point, he thought it's over. And then Armin started to say, "Avenge that reckless idiot." Eren died, and that confused me a bit more because I thought, what's he talking about? Then I realized he tried to confuse her, and that just confirms that she completely understands the whole situation, and that just fuels the whole thing that she's probably Annie, because how would she understand that reckless idiot means Eren? And then Reiner came into. He also tried to kill her. She caught him. I thought it was over, but he came out, and as Jean said, he's capable. He forgot because of the whole power level of Mikasa how a reliable and capable fighter is Reiner. And if I'm not wrong, he was on the 2nd or 3rd place at least when they had their top 10, when they finished their training. I never really talked a lot about Reiner because he wasn't featured. And when we first met him, he was with Berthold talking with Eren and Armin. He seemed a bit closed. He didn't talk about it. He just said, "I just want to go home." He seemed really cold, but he gives now so many warm vibes. Like, he seems like a great friend. He cares for others. He tries to help them, like he did when in the training, and he tried to carry Armin's bag in, I think, the 4th episode. He's, like Jean said, he's a reliable guy. He is good, because that must be really difficult to escape from a palm of a titan. And at the same time, he has that. He tries to look at the whole thing and tries to make it more positive by making jokes and tries to make everything a bit funnier. And I like him. I really like him. It was great to see him a bit more. Yeah, and I forgot to mention at some point, Armin, Jean, and Reiner were discussing where Eren is when they were talking about it, because Reiner thought that Eren is at the right flank, and Armin and Jean, they all thought he was somewhere else. They thought, and Armin said he's probably in the center. So no one knows his exact location, and they are probably. I can think of 3 reasons why that could be. The first one, Irvin is suspecting that there's a traitor, and he doesn't want to know, and he doesn't want that traitor knows where Eren is. The second one, Eren is actually not here and somewhere else. Maybe a safer route and a safer way. And these here Silver Corps are there just to distract the Titan, so that Eren and Levi's squad can have a safer way. And the third is that actually because of Eren's plan, and maybe because Erwin is not, one of our heroes, that he actually has an evil plan, if I can say that, and just wanted to use this whole expedition as a cover for what he's actually trying to do now with Eren. Although he was here, he is also risking his life, so yeah, so it's becoming more and more unlikely that he is a villain. He could still be, but I just don't see a reason to what he's actually trying. What would he gain with this whole expedition if he would want to kill Eren? Why didn't he when he was in prison? Why did he want to get him with him? I don't think that if they would come up with a plan like this, just to cover things up, that it doesn't seem like Eren killed Eren. Like Eren could just let the police to kill Eren, you know. So I don't know, but maybe there's a mind-blowing reason as to why Erwin is doing this and actually wants to kill Eren. Maybe he wants to get him on his side. I don't know. There are a lot of theories possible here. I think I covered most of the episode. There might be that I missed something because the whole thing at the end was so fast and unexpected. So to now talk about the info cards. So the first info card said that this whole formation was, I think it was implemented and designed by Erwin, and the whole deaths have decreased since he's done that. And the second one described that how the whole formation can now move by spotting a Titan, that they're basically working like a human radar. That's what also said. And yeah, it basically described the whole thing that they did in this episode already. It just confirms stuff, and an interesting thing is that Erwin actually designed this. I think it said that he designed it, or at least that he's using this. Like, looking from that perspective, he is an extremely capable commander, knowledgeable. I'm interested into what's his age. He looks quite young, you know, compared to Pixis, for instance. And I'm also interested into how long has he been a commander, because we've seen him in the first episode, and I don't think he was the one who was leading them. It was somebody else, that guy who gave that arm to Moses' mother. I think he was the main guy, that one who admitted that they failed, that they didn't learn anything about the Titans. It seems like it's not a long time since he's a commander, and he's already done this change by using this formation. And that's interesting. My predictions for the upcoming episode. There's probably... we can see what's actually happening to Eren. What's he doing? Just to confirm his position for us as viewers. I mean, they'll probably now gather up, talk about this female Titan. They'll probably try to come up with a plan on how to kill her. Maybe... yeah, I think Armin even mentioned at some point, maybe them two can, and it showed Levi and Mikasa. So maybe if they use Mikasa, Levi, and other powerful guys like Reiner, I think it's possible. She doesn't seem to be too... I mean, she is powerful, agile, quick, but Jean, if she covered her neck, if she wouldn't do that, Jean could have killed her because she was evading her, so she's not overly, extremely fast. So there's a chance that they can kill her. That's probably what they'll try to do, because they cannot, because she's bringing all the Titans with her. But maybe she doesn't have a magical power on how to bring all the Titans at that place. Maybe it's just the fact that she is a human inside, like Eren's Titan. When he's in a Titan form, he also attracts Titans. So maybe that's the thing on how she's bringing the Titans with her. Or maybe she has a power which calls them together. And also, before I go into the before I grade the episode, I will also point out that she's extremely in control, unlike someone like Eren. So it could be the fact that because she doesn't have the skin, maybe she has less protection, but because it's less material, less cells, skin on her, she can control herself more. And so if Eren did the same thing, and so if he would change into his Titan form but would be skinless, then that would mean that he can control himself more. To grade this episode, a 9. I think it deserves one. If you think about it, not a lot of stuff happened at the beginning, I think, but the whole tension was on. I was always on my heels, expecting the worst when some of the music was played. I think at one point the music from the first episode when Carla died started to play, and I just thought, that's the end. Someone will die. And yeah, this female Titan brought a lot of surprise, confusion at the same point. But if you think about it, it quickly makes sense, a lot of stuff that happened. And this wasn't just a cliffhanger. She was there for a large portion of this episode, so she wasn't there just for the shock value. She was really interesting. She opens so much more questions, and at the same time, she now represents that great danger, because she's so lethal and dangerous now to the whole operation. And it's so tense, it's so exciting, it's so adrenaline-like watching them fight with her, because you're thinking, because the worst can happen. You're thinking about that all the time. The thing that Renner survived, I think it was a bit for shock value, definitely, but it wasn't just for the fact that to scare us and then to show, oh, he's alive. It was probably to show that he's powerful. I mean, if he was the second or third on the top 10, that's amazing, right? And I'm glad that they didn't end the episode there when she smashed him, because if they would do that she smashed him, and then we would learn in the next episode that he survived, that basically would just that would basically be another cliffhanger just for shock value. If you play around deaths too much, if you do that a lot, like that you think that someone died but he didn't, then the whole deaths became a bit less believable. So if they decided that Reiner has to live here, they did it and showed us quickly that he survived, and I respect that here. So if you have enjoyed this episode, consider subscribing. So I hope that this video was out on Monday, so I'll see you on Wednesday. Hope you're having a great day, and see you soon.